Okay, so before I actually get to the computer assembly, I want to take a minute and give you a little bit of information before I actually start. Okay, so static electricity is basically a shock between two conductive surfaces that have an imbalance of charges. That means a lot, but basically think to if you've ever accidentally zapped your friend or maybe a metal door handle, that's basically what's happening. So static electricity can build up in you, just from your clothes rubbing up against you, and then you touch another conductive surface, such as your friend, and that shock occurs. So for a fun experiment, try putting on socks and dragging your feet back and forth on a carpet. Then you'll most likely zap the next conductive surface you touch. So it's all fun until you accidentally release one of these charges onto computer hardware, which could very well harm it. Most likely, it's not going to be instant death, but this will reduce the lifespan of the device overall. So, the next topic is grounding. So, grounding in computer hardware terms is discharging this energy from static electricity buildup onto a safe surface before you accidentally release it onto a device that could be harmed by it. So, anti-static wristbands exist today in order to keep you continuously grounded. So, you can attach these to your case if it's metal or any conductive surface. So, basically anything metal. So, if you don't have anti-static wristbands, I highly recommend you get some. They are very cheap and come in very handy. But if you ever find yourself working with computer parts without an anti-static band, all you should really consider is to repeatedly ground yourself by touching a safe conductive surface. Okay, just a quick picture here. This is what an anti-static wristband looks like. So one end is on the computer worker, and the other end is clamped to the case, which in this is made of metal. Okay, so if you're working on a computer without a band, these tips will come in handy to help you prevent static electricity. So first, avoid wearing jackets, scarves, or any other clothing that could easily build up static. If you're working in a carpeted room, which I don't recommend, wear shoes and keep your computer on a table. And last but not least, ground frequently. So touching your computer case or detached side panel, if either are metal, are an easy and safe way to do this. Okay, so when working with a computer, it's best to avoid touching the actual pin portions of the RAM, GPU, CPU, or other devices because your naturally produced oils could harm them. So I've heard this from quite a few people, including the computer science teacher I had throughout high school, but I can't quite find any sources online backing up the statement. Regardless, I recommend wearing light gloves during work, or just being careful not to touch these sensitive portions of the devices. Okay, so some closing statements. Static electricity may be something that you might want to brush off, but let me tell you, it's not something to disregard. While I've never had any experiences with static electricity before, regardless, I still make sure to take the necessary safety precautions. So next video, I will be giving you an assembly demonstration, and I will be doing so without an anti-static band. It may sound concerning, but I just want to demonstrate to you what to do in case you find yourself in a situation like this, and how just a little bit of effort can protect your hardware.